Hi everyone, it's David here once again, and today I'm going to show you guys that what I have today. This is my new truck. It's a Ram 1500 Tradesman, and yes, unfortunately I do not have the Jeep now. It was a trade-in and all that stuff, so but don't worry, I'm thinking that I'll be going back to the Jeep, of course. So you're probably gonna ask, why did you get a Ram or a truck or something like that? Because you know, where's the Jeep? So I said, well, I to tell you the truth, I mean, it's quite of a long story. It's it does involve with towing and all this stuff, towing my camper and all that stuff, and you know, just that, lots of like changing minds and all that stuff. Like, you know, when you change your mind or something changes, something comes up, you know. But I technically was gonna try to pull with the Jeep Wrangler with you know, with the tow, and we would just add a brake system on here, which that's not that hard to install. But however, just things just went down the wrong way, and I ended up being stubborn and just got a Ram truck instead. So it's quite a story though, but I mean, it's not too bad. Of course, like, switching from the manual to an automatic is something I'm not really used to, unless I'm driving the school bus. But that's not but this is a whole different situation. Well, not situation, but a whole new thing. This probably wasn't my best idea because I am not used to due to, you know, not getting used to, because I've been driving a standard since 2011. I mean, I had my first car in 2011 with a standard transmission, and you know, despite of having 4 cars that were manuals, well, except for the Buick LeSabre. The Buick LeSabre was an automatic because I didn't know how to drive a standard back then. But it's yeah. So it comes to my attention that, and, you know, it comes to my attention that this was probably not my best idea. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I love this truck. It's really nice. It's a nice drive, and you know, but I can't like not do videos while, you know, when I'm doing POV videos. Of course, I'm still going to keep the Jeep videos, of course, and I thought about changing the name at first, but then I said, no, if I'm going back to a Jeep Wrangler, I might as well just keep the name. I mean, well, I would say if, but, you know, when it comes to that time to get a Jeep, not to mention, the Jeep was also a lease too, and this is a lease as well. So, but this here is a 2-year lease, so just enjoy a little bit of it while that time comes. When I get to the area, I will do a, you know, walk around. I won't do a lot of it that much though, because, you know, well, I don't want to give a lot of details, like, well, not a lot of details, but like, you know, so. But yeah, so like I said, I cannot keep this any longer and all that stuff. I just got this truck this week though. You know, like I said, you know, it's been really hard for me this week because I haven't gotten a stick shift and all that stuff. And well, I've been used to driving a standard for this long, and now I just don't know what to do. So well, you know what, that's all right. But you know, I'm gonna be pretty much sure I'll be going back to the Jeep Wrangler because I'm used to it, and I think I'll try to pull it with the, you know, with my camper. I just have to install the brake system on there. My dad and I were going to do that, but however, we just didn't do it. It just felt like we would just fell for it. So, but along the way, let's just I'll show you the guys the Jeep. I mean, not Jeep. See what I mean? The Ram 1500. So, I mean, it's just the way it's gonna be, you know. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so here's the truck itself. It's gray. It's like a dark gray color. And let me show you the insides. This is the full inside of it. Well, this is the front of it and all that stuff. Here's the back of it, but don't mind the stuff there. You know, just put a lot of, and all the stuff, like got some fishing rods here. So this thing can lift up, but probably won't because of the, got some weight on here, so whatever. It's one of those capless fuel, you know, like no capping on it, which is nice. Tailgate. Not too bad. Let's see where the hood is. Aha. A 3.6 liter, 6 engine. I believe it's 305 horsepower, and I don't remember the torque from the top of my head, if that's correct. Alright. Alright, so there you have it. That's the truck. That's basically all. I got all the details. It's kind of makes me feel kind of weird, like having a camera around. Well, they don't know I have a YouTube channel, so it starts up nice. You want to see this new technique I saw? So if you had the car in gear and you shut the engine off, automatically goes into park, which is nice though in a way. So not too bad. I mean, it's not a bad sized truck, you know. I mean, lots of things to get used to, but by the time a year and a half comes, when this lease ends, it's just the auto start. You know, I'll be going back to the Jeep. I mean, I love this truck though, but I make like full, I mean, I don't know if like this is a regret, like, you know, but like I sort of like had a feeling, a bad, awful feeling about this. Like I really miss my Jeep, unfortunately. And I, you know, it's quite of a long story, but you know, but it's just that it doesn't really, you know, you get this feeling like you miss your vehicle so much. I mean, I had 2 Jeep Wranglers. You know, the first one was a 2017, the other one was a 2021. You know, the 2017 Jeep Wrangler was obviously like was obviously, you know, I can't think of it for a second, was something that I learned about that, because I didn't know, like, when I got the first Jeep Wrangler, I didn't have manual, I mean, I only had manual door locks and manual windows. And that was always the pettest peeve of mine. And I and I just felt like, yikes, I made a big mistake here, because I always thought that they had power locks and power windows, but it doesn't. So, well, the 2017 doesn't. So about fast forwarding for a few years later, that's when I got the 2021 Jeep Wrangler built, custom build, or whatever you call it, and just like go with that and all that stuff, because I wanted to get the soft top, because I couldn't get a hard top on it. I mean, well, the 2017 was the hard top, but the, you know, but I decided to get it in a soft top instead of the hard top, because you guys, I'm not sure if I told you the story, the hard top was a pain in the neck. You know, we kept lifting that thing up, and it wasn't really enjoyable that much, because, you know, my dad and I had to lift it up, and it gave up so much space. I mean, you can't lift that thing by yourself, unless you could, but that it just feels awkward. Now, the only time you could do it by yourself, if you have a pulley system, and if you like it stored in the garage or something like that, but however, no, that's not the case though. But also, like, with that too, I mean, I don't know if you guys would have noticed it, but I had that shade and all that stuff. Like, I first got that shade back in 2017 in Christmas. You know, it was like shade top, which was nice though. I still have it though, because I'm pretty sure that I was going to, you know, go back with the Jeep Wrangler again. So when I do that, I'll put that back on there again. I think it has to be a 4-door. I mean, I can't see it on a 2-door or on a Gladiator, but I mean, you know. So it's just like, what gets me was not getting, you know, leaving the Jeep behind. You know, I was like, did I make a right decision? Did I could have just opted out, but for some reason I didn't. So I was like, I don't know. You know, I could have just kept the Jeep Wrangler and just either, you know, like I said, put a brake system on there, because that was the original plan. But like I said, it was a long story, you know. It's a very, very long story. I'd rather not get into details right now at that point. So, I mean, you know, perhaps I'll tell you at the right time, but overall, I'm just gonna keep this Ram until that time comes. Also, not to mention, you know, they gave me 7,500 miles a year, and that's tough though, because 7,500 miles a year is like, you know, almost like your entire drive. Well, not like, I go over that. Well, not that if I go over it, like when I got my 2021 Jeep Wrangler in June, the mileages was supposed to be 12,000 miles a year. And when I got around May of 2022, it reached up to 10,000 miles. And that was before it hit 12,000. Well, it was probably like a couple 2,000 miles more. So, I mean, but yeah, it was just it's just way out of it for me. You know, I mean, what kind of bothers me the most is that, you know, how come people say to me, like, what made you give up the Jeep? So I didn't give up the Jeep. I did it for a reason. Was because of towing. And then I looked up images and all the stuff that the Jeep Wrangler can pull something like that. Some of them were small campers, and some of them were almost a decent size of my camper, like a 20. I mean, I don't know like the type of camper, but I thought I saw a Jeep Wrangler. It looked like a Willys type, and it looked like it was the same trailer that I have. Well, I don't know if it was a Jayco, but it might have been another camper, but I don't know. It might have been a Jayco, I don't know. I can't remember it from the top of my head. But, so, but, you know, but that's what made me wanted to stay with the Jeep. Because, I mean, you know, maybe, I mean, I had another year on it. I believe there was a 4 year lease or something like that on the Jeep Wrangler. Well, I mean, it was just like, you know, I mean, I miss it. I miss my Jeep so much. And I know that, you know, sometimes, like, you learn your lessons the hard way, you know. You don't always, like, you get the opportunity and you just learn it from this way. I mean, my mom loves the truck too, you know. She thinks the truck is beautiful. You know, she must know it's a lease, and she knows that I'm gonna go back to a Jeep Wrangler, you know. But, you know, I mean, that's just decisions and decisions. So, a lot of times I'm not used to it because, like, obviously I'm thinking that when it's in park, I'm revving the engine up, like I'm lifting up the clutch, and I'm just like, oh, I'm like, oh shoot, it's not a standard, it's an automatic. I mean, I drive a automatic school. I drive a school bus that's an automatic, but that's different. But you know, when you're going from like a stick to an automatic, it's just, I feel like that's kind of unhealthy, because I'm doing a lot of unhealthy things that I have since a habit. Well, you know, not to mention I had to, like I said before, I got two Jeep Wranglers, you know, and I tend to do these things that I'm not supposed to do with this Ram. So, but like I said, it'd probably be a year and a half to almost 2 before trading this Ram in. And I'm not sure exactly what's gonna happen when I get to the Jeep, because, well, let's just say, you know, I mean, prices have gone up a little bit up lately, and they were, I guess that they were trying to take full damage control. Well, the COVID-19 pandemic kind of played a role in this one, and no one was buying cars. So, yeah. So, I mean, it was gonna cost us, like, this here was gonna cost us like over $500 a month. But they decreased it down, and then they got it down to $400 a month. Well, not around $400. That's probably what I'll be with and pay. If I can pay that on the Wrangler, that wouldn't be too bad. So, but yeah, so I'm just gonna let you know that I wasn't gonna be able to hold this any longer. I haven't done a lot of things lately. I haven't done fishing because, well, it's just lots of things that caught up with me. So everything was fine. So just, yeah. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep the name. I'm gonna keep Jeep Fishing Dave. It's been there for a while. I know that at this time, I will be driving the Ram and all that stuff. You know. Well, yeah, because at this point I'll be driving the Ram for a year and a half, and then I will be, because if I trade it in like before like that time, because I think then I'll be over, because I think that this is either 3 or 4 years, but if I did this for 3 or 4 years or something like that, I'll be way over the mileage, because 7,500 is going to be, now this might happen on the Wrangler, but I don't know. So at this point, I'm just letting you guys know what my feelings are, and hopefully learning someday that I'll learn how to not to do that. You know, I you know, I don't mind going. I want to go back to the Jeep again. That way then, you know, but I'll still be making videos of this Ram. So, I mean, you know, make a few of these videos and all this stuff, and just, oh, it's like that's a dead possum. So, alright, so that's gonna be a wrap. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell button so you don't miss out on my videos. I know it's gonna be the Ram, even though my channel is called Jeep Fishing Dave, but I'm just gonna keep that and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.